Hey guys, Jeremy G here, and welcome to Lunch Break Bassin'. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our first ever episode, so hit that subscribe button and keep watching each episode. To give you guys a little bit of back history about how this channel came about a year ago, I just ordered a brand new baitcaster rod and reel, and it had just come in, and I was on my lunch break from work, and I only had about 30 minutes, but I was like, you know what, I want to go check out this new baitcaster. And luckily for me, I work right next to the Tennessee River, right next to, actually next to Pickwick and Wilson Lake in Florence, Alabama, so I can kind of fish either lake. So anyway, I went down to the river and I just baited something up. I think I just had some random jerk bait, and I put it on there, and first cast, I landed a bass, and then threw a few more times, and I caught another one. Within 30 minutes, I'd caught 2 fish, and I was like, hey, I can do this on every lunch break. So I started going every day and fishing on my lunch break, whether it's 45 minutes, 30 minutes. I just run down to the river, spend a little bit of time fishing, and I noticed I could catch fish in that time. I just had to find the bait that was working right for that day, those conditions, and I had pretty good results with it. So I started going every day, and I just made a joke about it. I'd post pictures on Facebook, say lunch break bass number 1, lunch break bass number 2. People started asking me tips like, hey man, how do you find time to go out on your lunch break and still catch a fish? And so I started giving these tips out. So I thought, what a great idea to come up with a channel where I could show you guys videos of me catching bass on my lunch break. And really, the idea of a channel working for this came because I was doing a video for the remodel for our store at work. And anyway, I went out and I was fishing. I thought it'd be funny if I acted like I caught a fish, and then said, let's go catch the changes going on at our store. So I cast out and just had this little video set up. And when I cast out, I actually caught a fish, and it was like a 5 1/4 pound largemouth bass. And I was like, hey guys, this would work as a channel. So this is my new channel. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what I do on a daily basis as far as my setup, how I get to where I'm going, how I make it work so that I can still have a vehicle to drive, haul my kids and my wife around in when we go somewhere, and have my fishing gear with me at all times, ready to catch that big one, lip a big bass at any given moment. So let's check out the gear here. Okay, so first off, you got to have the right vehicle to get you to where you want to go to bass fish. And for me, that vehicle's a Jeep. I had a truck when I first started out. It worked great. Problem was I had to put my rods and reels somewhere, and sometimes it wasn't the most secure place. So with the Jeep, I'm able to get where I want to go, even if it's some muddy areas that aren't necessarily made for driving down to. With 4-wheel drive and some 35, 12, 50, 18 mud tires, I'm able to get exactly where I need to go, especially with these Toyo open countries. So to give you guys an idea of how I haul all of my equipment in here, I'm gonna take you around to the back here. Supporting my buddy Eric Smallwood there. My daughter put that sticker on there. Supporting Eric. Supporting Liberty Baptist Church, my church, where I'm the youth pastor, and War Eagle, everybody. So in here, I came with this little rig. This is a Berkeley rod holder. And I just took some zip ties and I tied it over to the row bars, and I found, if you notice the nice little band here, this is just a reusable quick release. Let's see here if I can focus in so you guys can see this. This thing just kind of twists and comes loose like that right there. And the reason I've got this on there, and you can see exactly why I've got it on there, as the Jeep's bouncing along, these pieces here, these foam pieces, are not necessarily the most secure pieces. So you bounce along the road in a Jeep and they eventually come undone. So I came up with this little system here that keeps them in place while I'm going down the road, keeps them from bouncing out, and it's worked great. So I keep just a real simple setup. I've got a couple of bait casters, and I've got a spinning reel here, a lot of Abu Garcia stuff, and then this 13 Origin that I picked up, and this is a great reel. This is the Origin LTE. This is the less expensive one. I think I gave like 70 bucks for it, and maybe the finest reel that I've ever used. Of course, I've never owned any really expensive reels, so you get the point there. All right, so anyway, got a few other things. Got my daughter and my son's little rod and reels, easy for them to use. My son, he's about ready to upgrade to something serious. Not that the little Zebco slingshot isn't great. Caught a fish on it once. I did, personally. Good fish. So anyway, this is my setup. Rods and reels through the middle. I can keep those with me at all times. Every once in a while somebody hits their head on them. It's okay. I just tell them to watch where they're going. It's my Jeep. got to get my fishing stuff there. So that's the setup. So let's go see if we can catch some fish today. Okay, so obviously, even though this is the first episode of Lunch Break Bassin', I am not working today. This is my off day. Guess what? Even guys who go lunch break bassin' get a day off that they can go and fish and do other things, you know, like clean house and wash clothes and all the other things that are on the honey-do list for my wife. But I'm going to take the morning. It's still before 8 o'clock, so I'm going to hit up Waterloo, Alabama, Second Creek, one of my favorite bank fishing spots anywhere, and see if I can catch some fish today. So let's go along for a little drive. Lunch Break Bassin' on the off day. Should be a whole different channel. Let's go check it out. Buckle up. It's the law. Cheese balls are essential to start out your fishing trip any given day of the week. Okay guys, so I've got a really good feeling about today. The weather is perfect. Right now it's not too warm. It's a good cool breeze. That means the water temperature is probably about perfect. So I'm kind of excited because I have picked up what I think is going to be my secret weapon for fishing today. And we're gonna get it out of my handy dandy, what I like to call my War Eagle tackle bag. War Eagle because it is an Auburn tackle bag. Actually, it's just a backpack. I think it's for a laptop, but I'll tell you what, this thing works great for carrying tackle. You just get you some Plano boxes, stick in there. Boy, that sun is bright. But this is my secret weapon, guys, right here today. Let's get out of the sunlight. This right here is the secret weapon, guys. Googan Baits. And this right here is the Bandito Bug. I've been seeing people light up some big bass, if I can talk right. I've been seeing some people light up some big bass with this bait right here. The only problem is I went to Field and Stream and I was going to pick up the Bandito Bug and the Bama Bug, which I guess all the Bama fans around here, all those Roll Tiders, are buying them all up because they say Bama on them. So I ended up with this watermelon red flake, but I feel like this is going to be the bait today. I've got it rigged up Texas rig style. So we're going to see what we can do with this bait. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys a disclaimer. I'm shooting everything on my phone because I have not yet invested or convinced my wife to let me invest in a GoPro. So that means I'm going to have to get really creative with these camera angles and my battery life in order to bring you guys some great content today. So let's see what the Googan squad's got in store for us with these Googan baits. I'm excited to use these. I just want to mention as well how great this little guy rigs up. Texas rig, it's real straight. I think I'm using some, these are some Berkeley hooks actually. And anyway, I got a really good feeling about this little thing. So let's cast this out and let's see what kind of results we can get. See if I can get you guys a little better angle. All right, so let's cast this bad boy out. Bandito Bug. There it is, there it is. All right, so this is my first bass on the Bandito Bug, and it's a solid little, probably 2-pounder. I may actually weigh this guy to make sure he's a full 2 pounds. But Bandito Bug, people, that's probably, I don't know, 7th, 8th cast. But anyway, not really a lot of activity, but as soon as this little guy hit it, boy, he hit it hard. But anyway, Bandito Bug, let's get him back in the water. There you go, buddy. Come on, you got this. Ah, there he goes. Bye, little buddy. All right, first bass of the day on the Bandito Bug. Let's see what else we can catch out here. Right, so I'm fishing from the dock now. As you can see, the dock. Don't want to drop my phone off the dock. Still fishing the Bandito Bug. Just kind of popping it, reeling it along the way. I've really got to get a GoPro, and I've really got to get a stand and another camera. But anyway, if I catch anything, I'm gonna have to put my phone down. Nowhere to set it on this dock. On the ground, on the bank over there where I was fishing before. Found a good log so you guys could see all the angles. But anyway, I'm gonna pop this thing along. Oh my gosh, I got a bite. I got a bite. Okay, so you guys owe me a fish. I was talking to you guys and I was on the pier and I couldn't set the hook because I couldn't set the phone down quick enough. I have really got to get a GoPro or a stand or something besides me holding the camera at the same time that I try to fish. So anyway, lost a fish there, cast a few more times, haven't caught anything else. So we're gonna change sites and check out another little slough that I like to fish at, and maybe fish a little bit of the grass bed there with some swim baits and maybe even break back out the Bandito Bug again. So let's go check out the other side on the main river channel here. Geese, goose, goose. Okay, so we're at fishing hole number 2. So we're gonna see what we can get on this little grass bed. I'm gonna show this thing to you guys after I get all set up. It's a sweet little spot. We caught a few bass there last week. So we're gonna see what we can catch on the Bandito Bug here in this little grass bed. Okay, I'm gonna show this little grass bed to you guys. I'm double reeling it here. Got a swim bait hooked up on one, got the Bandito Bug on the other. But this grass bed is just, I mean, it looks like everything you would ever want to fish. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but like the grass is coming up out of the water. So we're right here at the end of April, so there's a lot of bass bedding down. And look at that. I mean, just look at that grass. I'll get you another shot here in a minute, but you throw along the edge of that grass and it's like just hit after hit after hit. So I'm expecting big things out of this. I'm gonna try to get you guys some footage on this one for real. Okay, I'm gonna start out with the Bandito Bug. I'm gonna see if I can prop this camera up so you guys can kind of watch this action here. Kind of hard to find a good angle. Not a good angle. Really got to get a stand. What am I thinking? Coming out here trying to show you guys some fishing without a good stand. Okay, I want to do a shameless plug here for this great item here. This is a Abu Garcia Black Max bait caster. This is actually the 7-foot version of this, but you can pick up the 6'6" version of this with this reel, and this is a 5-bearing 6.4 to 1 gear ratio reel. I've had this thing for a little over a year, and this has produced some great bass for me. I ordered this on Walmart.com, got it on sale, but you can get these in store for $59, and it's a great combo. It's a graphite rod. It's that 24-ton graphite. Just a great rod and reel combo for $59 at your local Wally World. So you should go pick one of these up, and it's a great backup rod. This was my go-to number one when I first started out and got serious about fishing again. But you know, now I've upgraded to some more expensive stuff, but this is still a great rod. It never lets me down. It's rare, and I'm terrible. I'm a terrible fisherman, and I backlash a lot, and this reel really doesn't backlash a whole lot, even if I catch wind or you know, let it hit the water without my thumb on it, you know, all the kind of things that idiots do like me. And this reel really performs. It casts really far. It's a really good rod and reel combo. I think you can get this one now on Walmart.com for $69, and then the 6'6" version in store. My VPI personally for the month of May at Wally World, Walmart. But go on Walmart.com and you can get this one just like this, and it's a great setup. And hopefully, I've got a little swim bait on here now. That is a Storm 360 search bait, and I've caught a lot of fish on that bait. So I'm gonna fish it a little bit more and maybe switch over to something else and see what's going on with that. But Black Max, Abu Garcia, combo $59 at Walmart. Go get you one. It will perform for you greatly. Okay, so I'm gonna call it a day. Not a lot of time to fish today, just over an hour. But hey, we caught a 2-pounder in less than an hour on the Bandito Bug. So I consider that a success. On a daily lunch break, I wouldn't have any more than an hour anyway. So even on my off day, it's pretty much like lunch break bassing. So I feel like it's a successful first episode. It's a start. So keep tuning in. We'll try out some different baits. We'll try out some different spots. And anyway, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Jeremy G out.